Hello everyone, welcome to Weather Per Usual. Let's take a look at what's coming over the next several days. An intensifying low pressure system is moving across the country, bringing rain, strong winds, a possibility of hail, and tornadoes for certain areas of the country. But looking ahead, models are also showing a rapidly deepening coastal storm next week, possibly a bomb cyclone for the Northeast with a lot of snow. Let's break down what's coming. Taking a look at the Storm Prediction Center's Day 2 outlook, the yellow shaded area, which stretches across parts of the middle Mississippi Valley into the lower Ohio Valley, is under a slight risk of severe weather. Within this region, there is currently about a 5% chance of tornadoes, alongside with the potential for damaging wind gusts and hail as storms move across tomorrow afternoon and evening. This doesn't mean everyone in the shaded area will see severe weather, but it does mean the conditions are favorable for scattered strong to severe thunderstorms. And any storms that develop could quickly become intense. If you're located anywhere in this yellow area, it is a good idea to stay weather aware and keep an eye out for updates as we head into tomorrow. Now, as we take a look at the simulated infrared satellite imagery by the GFS, you can see a broad swath of clouds stretching from the Central Plains into the Ohio Valley and into the Northeast, with multiple embedded bands of heavier precipitation moving rapidly eastward. Notice how these cloud tops are racing across the map. That is a clear sign of strong winds aloft, which tells us the wind shear is already in place. As this low pressure system continues to strengthen, warm and moist air from the south is being pulled northward underneath these strong upper-level winds. That combination of increased moisture, lift from the approaching system, and strong wind shear creates a favorable environment for thunderstorms to organize and potentially become severe. Now, if we take a deeper look into the moisture field and see exactly how much is available, this animation shows increasing humidity moving north and east ahead of the approaching low-pressured system. You can clearly see richer moisture streaming in from the Gulf, and that is super important for storm development. As this higher humidity overlaps with strong winds aloft and an advancing cold front, it creates more of a favorable environment for thunderstorms to organize and potentially become severe. Areas highlighted in those deeper greens are seeing the highest moisture values, and that's where the storms will have the most fuel to work with later on. So while that lift and wind shear are already in place, this surge of humidity is really what helps kick those things into gear. As we look into the early parts of next week, we do see a new system that has been popping up on the GFS in the last few model runs. You can see this surface low tracking eastward up along the eastern coast with a large area of strong winds wrapping around the center of the storm. On this particular GFS run, the system tracks really close to the shoreline. This would increase the amount of winds and the amount of snowfall that would be in these regions. However, there's still a bit of uncertainty with this forecast. Other models, including the European model, are keeping the storm a little bit farther offshore, and even a small shift in a track can make a big difference in who sees the strongest winds and heaviest precipitation. So at this point, we're not locked into a single solution yet. This is one of those setups where we need to watch closely how future model runs trend over the next couple days before we can really narrow down the impacts more precisely. Now, looking at the GFS snowfall totals, you can see a fairly broad swath of accumulating snow stretching across portions of the upper Midwest into the Great Lakes and interior Northeast. In some areas, especially across parts of the upstate New York and northern New England, the model is suggesting local higher totals where the deformation band sets up. But we compared this to the European model. The Euro keeps the heaviest snowfall slightly farther offshore and a bit more confined to the interior sections of the Northeast. Totals are significant in parts of upstate New York and northern New England, but along the immediate coast, the Euro is generally lighter compared to the GFS. To close things up, we're watching two main things. In the short term, a low-pressure system sweeping across the country with the potential for strong winds and scattered severe weather. And looking ahead to next week, a developing coastal system that could bring impactful snow and strong winds to parts of the Northeast. There's still a lot of uncertainty in the track and intensity, especially with differences between the GFS and European models. Even small shifts will determine where the heaviest snow and strongest winds will set up. Over the next couple days, we'll be watching model trends closely to see if solutions begin to come into better agreement. So everyone, be weather aware, never be scared, but always be prepared. Thank you for learning weather with me. Feel free to like and subscribe for future severe weather updates. This is Weather Per Usual. Stay safe.